Welcome back. So in last video I discussed about subtraction in two ways, that is declaring the data in instruction itself and declaring data in memory locations. Okay. So now I will show in last example I took the values 4 and 2. So 4 minus 2 and it will going to by default it is going to subtract with carry. So 4 minus 2 when it is subtracted and it is going to subtract with the carry bit also. So where previous carry bit was 0, that's why you didn't see any difference in that. Okay, because 4 minus 2 minus 0 by default it is going to be subtract with the borrow, because here you can see subtract there is only one mnemonic SUBB. Okay, there is no separate mnemonic that SUB and SUBB as you compared to add. Okay, so here by compulsorily it is going to subtract with the borrow bit. Okay, so now we'll see, take some higher values so that you will come to know how the carry bit will be set, and we take that same carry for further subtraction and we will see the result in Keil software. Okay. So now this is the last example I discussed about subtraction. So let us take same example, move R0 comma hash 30. So here I am declaring this as a pointer and this is the address. Inside that I am going to put one value. So now I am going to move one more immediate data in accumulator, then I go for subtraction. So now I will see the execution in Keil software. So start the debug station. Okay. After saving, start the debug station. Okay. So before executing, you have to store one value in 30H. So let us take higher value, say F8. So now here I took first value which is less than second value, so that I am going to get the carry bit. Okay. So here before execution I will show what is the value in the carry bit. So in this carry bit the value is 0 now. Okay. So here you can see the right hand side. So carry is 0. So now what it will do, the content of 30H location is going to be subtracted with the accumulator content and with borrow. So initially the borrow is 0, means carry is 0. So once I execute the first instruction, so the 30 value is going to be moved to R2. Okay. So here you can see, once I execute first instruction, again the same problem. So stop the debug session, double click on sub2, file name, save, rebuild all. Okay. So once you get 0 error, start the debug session. Okay. Then select your file, that is SUBB2. Okay. Then you save again. Okay. So now I will execute this program. So before executing I have to store the one value in 30H. So now I will store the value. I will take the higher value, that is F8. So now what it will do, it will subtract 07 minus F8 minus borrow. So by default the borrow is 0 here. Initially the borrow is 0. You can see here carry bit is 0. So it will subtract 07 minus F8 minus 0. So it will get the result, and the carry bit also set, because the first value is less than the second value, so that you are going to get the carry. Okay, that is borrow. So now I will start executing. So once I press this, so once I press the first instruction, you can see the 30 is moved in R0. Then when I press second instruction, on second instruction is going to be executed, and then after executed the value 07 is moved in accumulator. Then what happens, 07 is subtracted with the content of 30H, that is F8 minus carry. So after doing subtraction, you can see here C is 0. Once I press step, so sub instruction is going to be executed. That time you are going to see the carry bit. So now 07 is subtracted with F8 minus 0, because initially borrow is 0, that is carry is 0. So after subtraction you got the result, that is 0F, and carry bit is set. Along with carry bit, auxiliary flag is also set, and parity is 0, because whatever the result you got, that is 0F, it contains a even number of ones. Okay. So that's why the parity is 0. Then you can check whether this carry is carried out with further subtraction. Yes, you can do it. So I will add one more instruction below subtraction, that again same instruction, sub a comma at R not. I'm going to repeat the same instruction so that whatever the carry it is generated after executing the sub a comma at r naught, that has to be taken while executing second sub instruction. Okay. So now I will save it, rebuild, start debug session. Okay. So before executing, I will store one value in 30h. That is, let us take same example, f8. Okay, where first value is less than second value. Then I go for executing the program. So now 30 is moved in R0. Next 07 will move to accumulator. Next the content of 30h is going to be subtracted with A. So you are getting the output result as 0f, and you can see the carry bit. So now carry is set. Okay. So next, when I execute next second sub instructions, what it has to happen? It has to subtract A minus again the content of 30 minus borrow. So now A is not 7. So now A is 0f. You can see here, see the cursor. After executing the first sub, you got 0f, and that will be stored in accumulator. So now while executing second sub, the A value will be 0f, not 7. Okay. So now 0f is going to be subtracted with again f8 minus carry. So carry is 1 here. So now once I execute, the final result is 16, and you can see the parity is set because you are getting odd number of ones and so on. So like that, by default initially the carry bit will be 0, and when you go on choosing the numbers where first number is less than second number, you are going to generate the carry, and when you do second time subtraction, that carry is going to be taken. Okay. So this is subtraction. So now I will show multiplication and division. So I will create a different file. So multiplication. So once I will show it, already I added that. So I will remove this. Again I will show how to create one more file. So now I will go for creating a new text file. File, new. In same project, I am going to create one more file, that is for multiplication. So now I will write the multiplication program. So first I will take one value in accumulator, because for multiplication the instruction is mul AB. So compulsorily the value must be present in A and B. Okay, you can't use R0, R1, so on. Only with respect to A and B, multiplication and division is going to be happen. Okay. So first I will load the value in accumulator. So I will write move A comma. I will take same value, let us take 0, 4. Okay, I am using immediate addressing mode only because it's easy to convince. Then enter. I will take second value in B register. So this is the first way where you can declare the values in instruction itself. Hash 0, 2, H. Then I will write that instruction mul A, B. Then end the program. So after this, save the program. Okay, then give one file name, say mul 2 with extension yes, with extension yes. Save it. Then once colors change, then the program is saved. Then same program you have to attach to the source group. So select the source group, right click, add existing files to the group. Then select the mul2.s file, add it, then close, then double click on that mul so that you will not get further any problem while executing. Then save it again, then rebuild. Okay. So once you get 0 error, start the debug session. Okay. Okay. So here the multiplication is using first way, that is already the values are declared in the instruction itself. Now I will go for direct for execution. So once I execute, you can see the A value is loaded with 4. Okay. So A value is loaded with 4. Next I execute, B value is loaded with 2. Okay. Then A into 2 is nothing but 8. 8 is going to be stored in which register? That is A register. So when you multiply, the values will be in terms of 16 bit. So in that, lower byte is going to be stored in accumulator and the higher byte is going to be stored in B register. Okay. So once you execute this instruction, you are going to get 8. So how actually the result will be like this, 0, 0, 0, 8, where the lower byte 08 is going to be stored in A register and higher byte is going to be stored in B register. Always in multiplication, whatever the lower byte value may be, it will store in A and higher byte is going to be stored in B register in multiplication. Okay. Same thing if I take the higher values. So let us take FF and FE. Again I will save this program. So before saving I will discard this value. Then save the program, rebuild it. Then start the debug session. OK. Then I will go for execution. So once I press this step, so FF is going to be stored in accumulator, then FE is going to be stored in B register, then multiplication. So FE into FF is nothing but FD. The result is FD and 02. So when you multiply FF into FE, means A into B, you are going to get the result of 16-bit, that is FD02. So where 02 is a lower byte, this 02 is going to be stored in accumulator. Here you can see at the right hand side. And FD is the higher byte, that is going to be stored in B register. And when you do multiplication and division, I told to check one flag, that is overflow flag. So now we can see the overflow flag is set or not. So now overflow flag is 1. So when the overflow flag will be set when you do multiplication and division, when the result is greater than FF. Okay, when the result is greater than FF, the overflow flag is going to be set. So now I will show using memory location. So I will use one pointer R0 to initialize the pointer, that is move R0 comma hash the th. Let us take same location. Next I am going to move the content of that 30h to accumulator. So move A comma at R0. So the first value which is present in 30h, that is moved to accumulator. Next I will increment, I will take same memory location, means in 30 I am going to store one value and that value has to move to A, and in 31 I will take one more value and that value has to move to B, and then it has to be multiplied. So now I have to take a value which is present in 31. So before that I have to make that pointer to point to 31st location. So that I have to use the instruction called INC, increment R0. So when I execute this instruction, R0 is going to be pointed to 31st location. So inside that value must move to B register, that is move B comma at R0. So now whatever the value which is present in 31st location is going to be moved to B register. After that it has to be multiplied. Okay. So mul AB, then whatever the result you are going to get, that result, that is a lower byte is going to be stored in A and the higher byte is going to be stored in B register. Okay. So now I will discard this again value, save it, rebuild, start the debug session. OK. So before executing I have to store two values in 30 and 31st. So let us take 04 in 30 and 02 in 31. So now I will execute. So first 30 is moved in R0 and the content of R0 is moved to accumulator. So content of R0 is what? 4 is moved to accumulator. Next it is incremented by 1. So again the content of 31st location 02 is moved to B register. Then both the values will be multiplied. After multiplication you are going to get this value 0008. So 08 is a lower byte which is stored in A register and 00 is a higher byte which is stored in B register. Along with this you can check the overflow flag. So overflow flag is 0 because 8 is not greater than FF. Okay. So now we'll move to division. So same program, only the mnemonic is different. Instead of mul I will write div. Okay, so same value I will take and I will go for division. So save the program, rebuild it, start the debug session. Okay. Then before executing, store one value in 30 and in 31st. So let us take 0, 4 and 0, 2. Next I go for execution. So first R0, 30 in R0. Next 4 in accumulator means the content of 30 is moved to accumulator. Next it is incremented by 1 and the content of 31st, that is 2, is moved to B. Then it will divide A by B, not B by A, it is A by B. So after division, the value present in A is 2 and B is 0. So the after division, you are going to get result in terms of quotient and remainder. Quotient value is going to be stored in A register and remainder value is going to be stored in B register. Okay, so the quotient is 2 here and the remainder is 0. So you are going to see quotient value in A register and 0, 0. That is the remainder value which is present in B register. Along with this, you can see the overflow. So overflow is 0 here because the value is not greater than FF. So same thing if I take a higher number. So whenever you want to put another number, you have to stop the session. Then you have to start the session, then you are able to put the next value. So in 30th, if I put FF and F0, so the result is, so first 30, then FF content of 30 is moved to A, content of 31st is moved to B. After division, you are going to get a quotient value as 0, 1 and remainder value as 0F and the overflow flag is 0 because the value is not greater than FF. Okay. So like this you have to do the division. Same thing using first way also you can execute this program. So next I will explain the data transfer blocks from internal memory to internal memory. Okay. So now this is a program, write an ALP to transfer blocks of data from internal memory to internal memory location. So here internal memory is nothing but RAM memory of 8051. Okay. So here just now I told how to transfer the data from register to memory location to register, register to register. So now you have to move the data from memory location to memory location. So there are 4 ways you can move. One is moving a data from internal memory to internal memory to external memory to internal memory and external memory to external memory. So now I will show how to move the data from internal memory to internal memory. Same thing you can exchange the data from memories. Okay. So now I will show how to transfer the blocks of data from internal memory to internal memory. So here I took internal memory 1 as a 30H and internal memory 2nd as a 40H. So now I am moving the data which is present in 30H so on to the 40H. So now, so you can write the program in terms of direct addressing mode or indirect addressing mode or any other mode. So usually I use a indirect addressing mode so that I have to point pointers here for the address. So now I took one internal memory as 30, then I go on incrementing. So I took 4 values here, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's left to you how much data you are going to transfer from one memory to other memory. So now I am going to transfer 4 data from one memory to other memory. So first initially before execution you have to store those data in particular memory location. So I took one memory location address as 30, then 31, 32, 33. So now I will store all 4 values in this address, then I will point one register. So first R0, I will use first pointer to point this memory location. Then one more pointer is there R1, I will use that to point the next memory location. So before execution it has to look like this. So value must not be present in 40, 41, 42, 43, whatever the value which is present in 30, 31, 32, 33. So after execution of the program, you have to see the values, whatever the values which is present in 30 to 33 has to move to 40 to 43 after execution. Okay, before execution you have to store 1, 2, 3, 4 any value in 30, 31, 32, 33. After executing the entire program, you have to see the values in 40, 41, 42, 43. Okay. So like this, the movement of data is going to be happen. Okay. So how to write the program? So first thing, you have to initialize the pointers. Okay. So here there are two pointers, R0 and R1. So for R0, I am going to put the address, starting address as 30, then for R1, starting address as 40. So what are the two instructions you are going to write? That is move R0 comma hash 30h. So next is move R1 comma hash 40h. Now initialization of pointer is over. Next, whatever the data you stored in 30, that has to be sent to 40. So there is no direct instruction, that is move at R1 comma at R0. That RR instruction is not there in 8051 by Intel company. So what you have to do? First you have to fetch this data in accumulator, then accumulator to 40h. Okay. So now what is the next instruction after writing these two instructions? Next instruction is move A comma at R0. Means the content R0 is a pointer which is pointing to 30h address location. Inside the data is going to be moved to accumulator. From accumulator to R1. Okay. So here I will show. So it will move to accumulator. So it is going to fetch the data from R1 content of R0 to accumulator. Now accumulator is 0, 1, then accumulator to content of 40. Okay. After moving one data, okay, you have to decrement the count. So totally after initializing these two pointers, before fetching the data 0, 1 from 38 to accumulator, you have to write one more instruction, that is initialization of a count. That is important because when you are writing the program in terms of loop, the count is must. If you don't want to write in terms of loop, then you neglect that count. So better I suggest write the programs in terms of loop. Okay. So that the instruction set is going to be reduced. So now after writing the move R0 comma hash 30 and move R1 comma hash 40. So one more instruction you have to include, that initialization of count. Means how many blocks of data you are going to transfer to another internal memory. Okay. So now I took 4 data. So I will write move R2 comma hash 04h. So R0 and R1 is also register but also acts as a pointer. So those two pointers are busy now for pointing 30 and 40. So you can't use those register to initialize the count. So remaining register you can use, that is R2 to R7. So I will use R2. So move R2 comma hash 04. 04 is how much data you are going to transfer from one memory to other memory. Okay. So after that I will fetch the data which is present in 30, that is move A comma at R0. So content of this 30th location where R0 is pointing, that data is going to be moved to accumulator, then accumulator to 40h. So after this you have to fetch the second data which is present in 31. So before fetching the second data, you have to increment R0 by 1. Increment R0 by 1 and you have to increment R1 by 1. So while by writing INC R0, INC R1, the incrementing data is going to be happen. So now R0 is pointing to 31, then R1 is pointing to 41. After that you have to fetch the data. So before fetching the data, you initialize the count. So always whenever you transfer one data from one memory to other memory, go on decrementing the count. So for one data is transferred, one decrement count is to be decremented. So one count of R2 is going to be decremented. If you transfer second data, again R2 value is going to be decremented. So this will happen. This will be under loop. So this will happen until the count becomes 0. Okay. So now the R0 is incremented, R1 is incremented. So now you decrement the count. So now count is 4, now it becomes 3. So means 3 data is remaining. So next move this data and send to 41. So instead of writing the same instruction, whatever the instruction we wrote to fetch the data, so instead of that you have to write in terms of loop, means write one instruction, that is DJNZ R2 comma again. So DJ, if you write that loop instruction, you are going to be in that same loop, fetching the data and transferring, fetching the data and transferring and decrementing the count. You will be in the same loop until count becomes 0. Once count becomes 0, you just terminate the program. Okay. So now this is a program. Okay. So first what I told, you have to initialize the pointers, that is move R0, comma. So the first instruction is move R0, comma #30. So it is the initialization of one internal memory. Next, move R1, comma #40. It is a initialization of second internal memory, where you are going to transfer the bytes of data from 30 to 40. Next, count, because you are writing the program in terms of loop, so count is must. So I will take one more register. So I told don't use R0 and R1 because those are busy in pointing 30 and 40. So use remaining registers, so R2 to R7. So I used R2 to declare the count. So move R2, comma #05. So you can take 4, 5 is left to you. So next, I am going to fetch the data which is present in 30. So for that I will write the instruction called move A, comma @R0. So R0 is a pointer because at is there in front of R0. Then it is pointing to 30, and inside that data is going to be moved to accumulator. Then from accumulator it is going to move to the pointer R1 where it is pointing to 40H. Okay. Then you can see the first data is transferred from 30 to 40. After that you have to fetch the second value. So before that you have to tell R0 and R1 to point 31 and 41th location. So how you can do? By incrementing the data. So now when you execute increment R0, so R0 having 31, increment R1, R0 having 41. So after that, again no need to write same these two instructions to fetch the data. Okay. So again no need to write these two instructions to fetch the data. If you write only one loop instruction, it is going to be happen. So what is that loop instruction? DJNZ R2, comma back. So first D stands for decrement, J jump, not 0. Okay. So first what it will do, I will show now. So first it will decrement. One data is transferred now. After that I told that you have to decrement the count. So first it will decrement the R2 value. So R2 is 5 now. So once it decrement, it becomes 4. Then it will check whether R2 is having 0 or not. If it is not 0, the content of R2 is not 0, then jump is going to be happen. When R2 is not 0, then it is going to jump to back. Back means here. So then again it will start executing this instruction. It is going to fetch the data which is present in 31st to 41. Again it will increment. Again it will decrement R2. Now R2 becomes 4. Again it is not 0. Again it will jump back. Again it will fetch remaining data. So this will in the loop until R2 becomes 0. So once R2 becomes 0, it will terminate the program. Okay. So same program we will see in Keil software. So I will open the Keil software. So I will create one more file for this. Okay. So I will go for closing this project. Sorry. I will take a new file. I will continue with same project only. So I took new file. Then I will write that program. First initialization of the pointers. Okay. There is a difference between O and 0. Please check it. Then move R1, comma #40H. So now initialization of pointers is over. Now I will initialize the counter. So move R2, comma #0. Let us take 4. 4 data you are going to transfer from 30 to 40. Next is fetching the data. Move A, comma at R0. Then move to at R1. Always the movement is from R1, comma A. Okay. Always movement is from source to destination. Okay. So always movement is from source to destination. Now first data is moved. Then I will increment R0, increment R1, Then I will write the loop instruction djnz count register, then back. So where this back must go, then I will terminate the program, and this back must point to move a comma at r0 back with colon. Okay. So this is a program for transferring the blocks of data from internal memory to internal RAM memory. So now I will save this program. So I will use one file name int.int1.s. Okay. Save this program. So you can see the colors are changed. So now it's correct. So now I will rebuild this program. So 0 error, start the debug session. Okay. So before executing this program, I have to store four values in 30th. Okay. After execution, I have to see those four values in 40th. So step by step, I will show how the data is going to be transferred from 30 to 40. So before executing, I will store 4 values in 30. Say let us take 0, 1, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now you can see the cursor here. So I stored 1, 2, 3, 4 in 30. That is 30, 31, 32, 33. So now I will execute the program. So first instruction is what? 30 is moved in R0. Next 40, next is 40 has to be moved in R1. Again the same problem. So I will start the debug session. So this is a problem you are facing when you add so many files at a time. So save, again you saved it, rebuild that file. Okay, sorry, one more step I forgot. So here I wrote the program, I didn't attach to the source file. Okay, so that's why I'm getting that problem. So before start a debug session, add this file to the source group. So add existing files to the group. Then select int1.s file, int1.s file. Then add to the source group, close. Then double click on this int1, then save it, then rebuild. Okay. Then start the debug session. Okay. So now you can see the int1 is added. So now I will store 4 values in 30, 31, 32, 33. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 value I stored in 30, 31, 32, 33. Now I will go for execution. So first you can see 30 value is moved in R0. Next 40 value is moved in R1. Next count 04 is moved in R2. You can see the register values here. Next the data which is present in 30th location is going to be first to accumulator, then from accumulator to 40th location. So see the cursor in the memory window. So this is 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, 3E, 3F and 40. So here you can see the first data which is present in 30 is transferred to 40. Again now R0 becomes 31 incremented by 1. Next R1 becomes 41 incremented by 1. Next it will decrement the count. So 4, now it becomes 3. Now it will check whether R2 is 0 or not. If it is not 0, again it will start fetching the data from 31. So now next data, that is 2, it is fetched to R2. So now I will, before execution I will show what is present in 41. So 41 is 0 here. Once I execute this instruction, you can see 02 in 41. So you can see 02 in 41. So same thing it will happen until count becomes 0. Okay. So now R2 is 2. Now you can see R2 becomes 1. Now R2 is 0. So once it's 0, it come back out from the loop and it will terminate the program. So here you can see 40, 41, 42, 43, all 4 datas are transferred. So like this you can write the programs for all 4 memory transfer. So I discuss only about transfer. You can exchange the data also. Whatever the data present in 30, you can exchange to 40, 40 to 30. So by analyzing that, you can write the program. Thank you.